Oh, hello boys. Today I'm going to showcase a Berserk Paladin. So I've been working on this one for a little bit, one of my newer builds, which is nice and fresh. And yeah, I've been enjoying trying to find ways to amp up Berserk and actually make it viable on something other than a barbarian, you know? So being Berserk, you're locked into single target. It's good because you've got magic, which is a not very common resistant type. So we don't need conviction, we don't have reliance on elemental, we don't have all of that, blah blah blah. But yeah, it's been fun. So let's get into it. Stat, skills, gear. We'll get through mercenary and then you know, all of that, and we'll get some gameplay in. Hey boys. So Berserk, all our damage is going to be converted into magic. So we're going to be taking benefit of all physical damage where we can get it. So from everything, from fanaticism, from our mercenary, doing auras as well. So that's really the gist of it, okay? So strength is quite high. Anything excess here is going to be converted straight into damage as well. So flat damage, flat strength is going to be amped up further by all of our auras, and then it's going to convert into magic. So it's quite a high calculation in the end. Dexterity for our excess, so we can have decent holy shield, okay? And then everything else in vitality. Moving on. So skills, your main one is going to be fanaticism. That is really it. You have a lot of freedom to choose what you want to do. You can make a sort of hybrid character. Something that this build lacks is AoE, so you could go towards Fist of the Heavens. But what I did for excess skill points to show you an example is I would definitely recommend Holy Shield for block rate. When you're using Berserk, your defense is completely irrelevant, but your block rate is still going to sit there, so that's very valuable, alright? 1.1 wonders to get there. You've got Zeal and Sacrifice as an alternate. If you want to switch and use something different and convert into a Zealer, then go for it. A little bit more AoE than single target, alright? Defensive auras is 1.1 wonders, Vigor for running around town, Salvation, and whatever you would want. If you're using Zeal and other types and you're not using Berserk as much, if you're making a hybrid, Defiance is a good option because you're going to get the synergy benefit towards Holy Shield, and then you're going to be, you know, reducing your incoming damage percent, right? Well, not reduction per damage percent, but attacks that'll hit you percent. Oh, whatever, I'll move on, who cares? So, Mercenary. We've got Might Aura, which is amped by +4 skills, and Dariel and Chains of Honor. That's ideal, okay? Now, we've got Pride as 20 concentration, so it's all adding up, boys, okay? Physical damage is very high. We're not even outside of town yet, so we can't see our damage. It's exciting. Now, for our gear, we've got a Caduceus for our Passion, okay, with +3 fanaticism. This is great durability compared to something like a Berserker Axe, but it has more damage potential because of +3 fanaticism, so that adds up, okay? Over to our helmet, we have a few different options, but a more budget option I like, I know the jewels aren't budget, but hear me out, is a Giant Skull. Since we're attacking single target, I don't mind about the knockback. It's almost helpful to a degree to get rid of other mobs so we can make sure we're hitting and sniping that elite pack. But Crushing Blow is beneficial, strength adds to more damage, and 2 sockets so we can put in whatever we want to get damage, okay? Mara's for res and 2 skills to bump up the Berserk over here, which is level 7. We've got Enigma, 2 skills towards that. We've got Steel Rend since we don't need attack speed, so ED and Crushing Blow, it's a good unique option. We've got Ravenfrost, Arax, a 10 FCR ring with helpful stats. War Traps is a absolute lock-in. You need 15 to 25 damage on here, and that is just, it transfers so well, okay? Phoenix is going to be our shield of choice. That 400 ED is so valuable. You can, if you have enough resistances elsewhere, if you maybe change your helm, then you could get a 65 ED base instead of an all resistant. That is completely up to you. For charms, I have just as many damage small charms and grand charms as I possibly can with your Torch and Annihilus that is locked in. Okay, so if I change this back to Berserk, we can see that's 47 right now. It's pretty big. On Switch, as a kind of quirky option I was messing around with, is 100% Fear Phase Blade. So we can Zeal on Switch, we can fear some of the mobs away, which is a really worse version of Howl, and then a few other slots which are helpful, so increased attack speed from a Shale, and then open wounds from an Unrune. It's whatever, I was playing around with it. So let's kind of get into it, alright? Let's check what this is, let's drop that down. Okay, let's go over to the pits and TZ. So we don't have battle orders. I don't really care about that. We've got 5,700 here. We're waiting for the might aura to tick on and get that from our mercenary shortly. See if we can kill a couple of things and let that pop up. Whatever, we'll move on. So Berserk is really a single target build, okay? So we're going to be elite sniping with this. That's the aim. 1, 2, 3, done. We'll move on. Okay, we do have my aura, so let me finish these boys over here. Ding, 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 ding. Done. Move on. Now, we're sitting at 6,500 damage. Amp damage is a little bit annoying. If we're surrounded by mobs, we can use our zeal and just fear stuff away. So let's do that and try and aim for this champ pack right here. So using zeal, 100% chance to fear, switch back, and then berserk, and get shit out of the way. Let's do the same here with this fallen. So I use zeal. With the helmet's quite good for knockback as well, and then boom, single target. Okay? Let's switch over. We'll get rid of this amp damage and we'll find a different area to showcase, hey?
Hello.
What's another fun place to farm, boys? What do we usually do? Should we go ancient tunnels? Ancient tunnels? Hey? Let's have a look. Let's get that holy shield back up. And see how long it takes me to find the goddamn entrance. Now, these fellas are magic immune. But those boys aren't. Oh, so nice. I definitely recommend having that block rate, because when using Berserk, you lose your defense, boys. It's like, what's the point? Like, why am I using it, you know? Ah, there we go. Alright, so we should have some magic immunes down in here, but I want to show you how well we can kind of deal with those anyway, despite the fact that they're magic immune. So we've got our spirit with our disgusting 100% fear sword. Aha, here we go. So, fear some of the stuff away, we can stay on zeal and get rid of those magic immunes, so we don't need to use Berserk. Such a good option. Alright, let's figure out some of these. We'll finish off with zeal. We still do 3,800 damage with our knockback and our fear. And then we got single target on the Berserk. Alright, let's finish off here on these boys. Yes. Single target. Heavy belt is good. I'll take those pots. Oh, so good, boys. I want to go over and finish off with a boss, actually, at the end. So I'm going to get some mana pots, and we'll go over and kill Andaria. That'll be a nice option. Ah, catacombs. I wish there was a better option to fear to kind of mimic Howl. It was a difficult thing to do. Like, one of the better options, which I was choosing, is... you could kind of use Grim Ward from a Black Hand's Key, but the thing is, you want to use that Howl sooner rather than later. It'll be one of the first things that you do. So instead of killing one mob and then using the Grim Ward, it's like switch, then cast, then switch back, and I'd use it quite a lot, and I'd have to repair quite a lot, so I opted for taking that out of this, but it definitely is viable, and it is an option if you do find it and you want to play around with it. It does complement the single target build, so I mean, maybe I might showcase that another time. There we go, Catacombs 4. Alright, what have we got now? Any elite packs? We've got a few. Switch back, single target. Good. I always have to get rid of these 2 shamans. It's just part of my childhood necessity. Alright. Berserk only. Done. That is us, boys. So we've got our Berserk Paladin. We've got Passion Caduceus, max physical damage. We've pretty much got Tri-Aura going on. Do we? Or is it more than that? 1, 2, 3, 4 with Redemption, I guess. So Berserk on our main hand for single target, and then we have a disgusting Phase Blade on switch with a 100% chance to fear. Hit causes monsters to flee. So very weird combo, but it's a nice utility of single target and Zeal. So there you go, boys. Have a good one.